Hello 108 students, Mr. McHugh back here with you on section 5.5. I'm going to finish up page 2 and finish up this section here. We are going to do more dividing a polynomial by a polynomial, and the big thing we're going to handle here is what happens if you see a division problem that is missing terms and that the exponents are not going in descending order. Okay, now this example 3 out of my class notes matches out of the book, so if you look on page 303 and look at the problem, it says divide 3x cubed minus 2x plus 5 divided by x minus 3. They don't even put that one in fraction form for you. You have to realize that the 3x cubed minus 2x plus 5 is going to go in the dividend. You're going to have to do long division, and again that's because they ask you to divide it by the binomial x minus 3, and your trigger is that when you divide by a binomial or greater in the denominator, which is the divisor, you must use long division. Okay, now here's the deal. Go back and double check your requirement. Do you have your exponents going in descending order? X to the third, x to the first, 5, don't forget you could write that as 5 times x to the 0. That's why the constant's always at the end. But look what's missing. You're missing the x squared term. Now you put it in, but you can't change the problem and just put an x squared in. But look what happens if you make the coefficient a 0. 0 times anything is 0. So the net effect of this is a 0, but you put it in as a placeholder. Okay, that's the big new concept you're going to learn here for this problem in the next example. Both the dividend and the divisor, you got to make sure the exponents go in descending order. And this guy's okay, x to the first, excuse me, oh, excuse me, and the number. Okay, now this process is the same as the last page. I'm going to try to walk through it again here, get you going. I forgot to mention on these little numbers with the 1, 2, and the 3. These are your cycles going through, and this is the side work associated with it. Okay, so let's see how we do here. Let's see if you can say, now how do I start this problem? Take the first term in the dividend, bring it down, and divide it by what? The first term in the divisor, aka circle x. Okay, that's why I circled, so I always remember that. Okay, what's the result of that? 2x squared. Oh, excuse me, 3x squared. What the heck did I say that for? Remember, you divide by the same base, 3x squared. Okay, where does this go? Up on the top into the quotient, line it up in like columns, x squared, so you put 3x squared. Okay, now that's half the cycle. Now what do? Take the quotient and multiply it by the entire divisor. So what I do is in my side work is I took the quotient, I bring it down, I multiply by the entire divisor. Now you just repeat this cycles over and over again. So what's 3x squared times x minus 3? Use the distributive property. 3x squared times x is 3x cubed. 3x squared times minus 3 is minus 9x squared. Okay, now what you're doing up here, this little minus sign with parentheses, is to tell you to subtract all the columns. Okay, now I'm going to stick with the subtraction. I mentioned to you, you could always convert these into addition by changing the signs. It's up to you. 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0, and you notice you always want that leading column to cancel out. What's 0 minus a minus 9 turns into a plus 9x squared. Watch, this is where your mistakes are going to be. Doing this subtraction correctly. Bring down a minus 2x. Okay, you completed your first cycle. Take the leading term here, 9x squared, divided by circle x. First term of the divisor. Result 9x. Put it in the appropriate like column, and then multiply that quotient, that part of the quotient, by the entire divisor. So I bring the 9x down, multiply by the entire divisor, x minus 3. Result, doing distributive property. Now this means subtract the entire columns, like columns, but you get negative 9x times x is 9x squared minus 27x. Subtract the columns correctly and you come up with 25x plus 5. Okay, you've completed 2 rounds. You're on your way. Start your third round. Take the leading term, 25x, divided by what? X, circle x. Answer, 25. Quotient, put it up, line it up under the number, like columns, and you're on your way. Take 25 times the entire divisor, x minus 3, answer, distributive property, 25x minus 75. Subtract the columns, and you have a remainder of 0. Watch your subtraction again. Okay, a lot of people will see that and put a minus 70 there. You got to remember the subtraction. You're subtracting the columns. Okay, now what do you do with this? This is a remainder. Now, how do you know to stop, by the way? When you finally fill in the numbers column up here, you're done, except you got the remainder. So whatever you have left over, you take it, whatever that sign is, it's plus 80, then you always divide it by the entire divisor, x minus 3. And there's your answer. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully those 2 rounds have illustrated the concept here for you. This example number 4, if you look on page, let me look for you real quick. Page 305, it should be the exact same problem it is. Page 305. The big news is when you set up the long division, you're looking at the dividend. Look at the exponents. Are they in descending order? 4, 3, 2, 1, and the constant, yes. Over here in the divisor, it's 3r squared minus 2. You're missing the r to the first term, so you put it in and you put the 0, multiply it. Okay, now if you've got that, once you add that missing term, this whole process is the same again. I started it out here. I ran out of paper on my class notes, and I usually work it out on the board here, but I think I'm just going to get it started. 6r to the 4th divided by the first term of the entire divisor, which is 3r squared. I circled it. Okay, 6 divided by 3 is 2. R to the 4th divided by r squared. Subtract the exponents, 2r squared. Line that up under like columns, 2r squared. Now take that quotient, multiply by the entire divisor, so 2r squared times 3r squared gives you, and you are going to do subtraction, 9r to the 3rd plus 6r squared. Again, you're doing now. Here's the cool thing about this. When you take it multiply by that 0 term, you just got to watch. You're not going to get an 8 result, so your final is 2r squared times minus 2 is minus 8. Oh, I'm sorry. Up here goes your result. I apologize. I'm like, what the heck am I looking at? When you multiply this, the result is up here. Do the subtraction. I'm sorry about that, class. Okay, now subtract, and then your result is down here, and then you start the process again, which you would take 9. I ran out of room here, but you would take 9r third divided by the leading term, 3r squared. Get your answer here would be what? 3r. And multiply it out, and you can see the answer in the book. Okay, hey, I'm going to sign off here for section 5.5. We have finished chapter 5, so when I come back and you see me again, we will be working on chapter 6, and we'll be hitting 6.1 to get started. Okay, Mr. McHugh signing off here for now. I will see you next time around. Okay, bye.